And second presentation will be from Şermin TAÐ KALAFATOÐLU. Buyurun hocam.
Teşekkür ederim Can Hocam. Hello everybody, my name is Şermin TAÐ KALAFATOÐLU. I'm from Üniversitesi. I'm working as an associate professor at the Faculty of Fine Arts. And my department is radio and television and cinema. My presentation subject is the information and communication technologies actually, and I'm focusing on the role of these technologies in the lives of refugees and migrants, and I'm trying to answer the question which is why is connectivity important for them. I would like to start with the introduction part. As a result of the development of information and communication technologies, the world has gained a more connected appearance. It is seen that these technologies are used successfully in many different fields, such as education, agriculture, medicine, management, trade, banking, and transportation. ICT includes different technological elements, such as telephone and other telecommunication products, types of communication originating from the World Wide Web, software applications, and operating systems. The advantages of their use include being economical, sharing information and documents quickly and easily, facilitating cooperation and teamwork, e-learning, providing a wide variety of advanced communication opportunities, including interaction and being used in different areas. In addition to these advantages, it is clear that ICT, which brings various advantages with its use, is used intensively on other areas of life. Especially today when the COVID-19 epidemic has affected the world, ICT, which has turned into an important element of need in the continuation of daily life, is as vital for refugees as their basic needs. In the migrant and refugee crisis that is growing exponentially day by day, organizations providing humanitarian aid consider the use of internet, mobile phones, and various online applications, which are platforms included in ICT, as a part of humanitarian aid. ICT stand out as an important element in improving the welfare of refugees and increasing the effectiveness of humanitarian action. While the use of these technologies, which have become an integral part of life, regulates the flow of daily life, it can become an important tool for people who have to live far from their homes, countries, and the system they are used to, in overcoming the traumatic process they are in. Cell phones and internet connection, which are an important source of communication for these people who struggle to live away from their loved ones, are of vital importance in terms of getting news, information, and support. In some cases, migrants and refugees who emphasize what they can do with their mobile phones as more important than food, briefly outline what ICT means to them during the sensitive process they are in. In the study, why ICT is important for refugees is evaluated within the framework of the information obtained from research in the literature. The vital value of ICT, which has become an inseparable part of daily life for immigrants and refugees, is discussed with the examples of the current migration crisis. In the study carried out through the literature review, ICT used for official services, communication, information, education, and economic reasons. Organizations that organize humanitarian aid are striving to increase internet and mobile connections and to deliver them to people who do not have them. In my study, it is summarized that ICT has a great importance within the framework of the purposes of using the lives of immigrants and refugees in different countries. I would like to continue with the information and communication technologies. I'm looking at them a little bit closer here in this part. These technologies are gathered under the umbrella of different technological elements and infrastructures ranging from computers to telephone systems, from audio devices to image equipments. These technologies cover a wide range of uses, both in terms of prevalence and effectiveness. Generally speaking, these areas in which they are functional are involved in conducting a communication process, sharing information and documents, developing collaborations, taking decisions, managing projects, planning, and training. The effects of information and communication technologies, which bring various transformations and innovations in their fields of use, are subject to different studies, both with their opportunities and with criticized aspects. New media, particularly the internet, is considered as a collection of different technologies. These technologies not only shape traditional media, but they also create new forms of communication. Websites, emails, blogs, instant messaging, online chat, internet forums, voice over internet protocol, news groups, listservs, discussion boards, webinars, and the other phases of the internet have increased the potential for enhancing alternatives to spread uncensored messages, facilitate unmediated ways to reach out to target audience, and foster opportunities to participate in political dialogue and communication. While these genres of the internet facilitate interaction and dialogue, they also make communication faster, easier, and cheaper. Sending messages, campaign materials, and time-sensitive materials via new media are more inexpensive, rapid, and easy than using traditional postal service or other ways to distribute the material. It has been claimed for the new media that it's a powerful tool for accessing and storing information, organizing grassroots groups, and facilitating communication and coordination among them in a variety of ways. When we look at the usage by refugees and migrants, we also see that they are very important in their lives, because when they go to another country, they don't have any other connection to the world. Most of the time, they rely on their mobile phones, and their connection to the internet is very important for them in order to follow every vital information and news through these connections. As a result of the political and economic imbalances experienced in different countries in recent years, there has been a significant migration wave in mass displacement. New communication technologies are used intensively in all areas of life, especially during the pandemic process. In the case of immigrants and refugees, the use of these technologies is seen to increase exponentially. These new technologies include mobile phones, GPS, applications such as WhatsApp, and smartphones and social networks such as Facebook. App-based services provide vital information about food aid distribution, housing, language translation, asylum application, and even advice on how and what to pack. Refugees and migrants often walk miles to access free Wi-Fi to communicate with loved ones, get vital information, and access local and national services. The magnitude and visibility of the current refugee and migrant crisis has thus yielded a rich harvest of new ICT platforms, which involve the internet, mobile phones, and apps. The use of these platforms is viewed by some humanitarian professionals as a quantum leap in the potential of both humanitarian efficiency and effectiveness, expanding what outsiders can do in global solidarity, while also allowing insiders enhanced capabilities to help each other. When we ask the question why ICTs are important for refugees and migrants, there are many researchers on the subject. Technology has made today's refugee crisis different from the previous ones. Refugees and migrants have described mobile phone capabilities and places to recharge them as even more important than food. As smartphones become lifelines and ICT-based information ecosystem is emerging, Laterno uses the phrase digital passage to Europe to describe how ICTs are used in planning, navigating, documenting, and communicating as people make their way to or through Europe. The enthusiasm for ICT goes beyond enhancing displaced people's ability to survive in a new country or region. There is hope among crisis responders, donors, activists, and humanitarian workers that ICT can play a critical role in integration process as well. I would like to jump these parts, and I can use this information on this page. When we look at the literature, there are some important aspects of the usage of ICT. And they are especially emphasized that in the process of asylum, information gathering and dissemination, reunification, accessing government services, education, language training and skill development, health, cash assistance, livelihoods and business creation and integration. Especially immigrants and refugees would like to use the ICTs in these areas. As I said before, ICTs are used in many different areas of life, from economy to education, the arts and health. While their use brings many advantages, it has great importance, especially for some disadvantaged groups in social life. In this study, the situation of immigrants and refugees summarized within the framework of the information obtained from the literature. They provide advantages to immigrants and refugees, from adapting to social structure they live in, to psychological relaxation by communicating with the loved ones they left behind. The applications and connection opportunities to be created for them will also pave the way for better utilization of these technologies. Thanks for listening. It was very quick.
Thank you for the hearing.